So, when was one of the first times you got a failing grade? And I'm not just talking about in school and your report cards, I'm talking about a time when you let someone down and you finally realized it. Maybe you let down a teacher with a bad grade. Maybe you let down parents' expectations with those grades or with performance in sports. Maybe you let yourself down. Maybe even more recently, you let a partner down. You let somebody down who put their trust in you. And a lot of times it's ourselves that we let down and we lose trust in ourselves. The challenge that can come up that can keep us reliving those letdowns over and over again and continually disappointing ourselves is when we ask what went wrong. I'll get more into what I mean by that because while it is really important to know what happened that went awry, because that helps us know if we have overstepped a boundary or if someone or something else has overstepped a boundary, and help us know if those boundaries need to be upgraded. Because just like a fence, over time it needs some mending. Maybe it needs expanding, maybe it needs being brought in, maybe it needs to be buffed up. So we do need to know what went wrong. But when that is our only focus, we set ourselves up to hit repeat on the same old problems happening again over and over. Why the heck does that happen? Our subconscious minds are so powerful. They run all of our habits and patterns. Everything we do, our subconscious minds are running. And everything that we experience, our subconscious minds are managing. And by that I mean they are putting a reason, a meaning behind everything that we experience. That's just how humans work. We have to assign a meaning to something. And where we put our focus, especially when there is strong emotion behind that focus, our subconscious mind says, this must mean something really important. And I'm going to make myself right. Whatever it is that focus is, I'm going to point out more of that. Because the only thing our subconscious minds can do is amplify or avoid. It can help us feel more of what we're feeling or help us avoid what's going on. Now, we might think that avoiding is good. What went wrong is an avoidance mindset, it is an avoidance question. And in prehistoric times, which is where our subconscious developed and still operates, avoiding negative situations was a very important thing. But it can lead to challenges if that is our main focus. Because when we tell our subconscious minds, point out to me what went wrong, point out to me what I did wrong, where I went wrong, where this situation got off the rails. Now your subconscious mind says, okay, this is where you want to focus. You want to focus on wrong. So I'm going to show you all the other things going on in your world that are going wrong. Because clearly this is what you want to focus on. So I'm going to show you more of that. I'm going to amplify all the things that are going wrong so that you can then conscious mind take over and help us avoid those things. And when you are constantly in avoidance like that, now we got a challenge. Have you ever heard of someone's cat who ran away and they just never did turn up again? It's been known that when a cat gets away from home, heaven forbid, and other animals too, but especially kitty cats, they end up in a reactionary avoidance loop where they are constantly avoiding, running from one scary thing after another scary thing after another scary thing. They're constantly avoiding one thing after another until all of a sudden they look around and they don't know where they are anymore. They lost track. of home. They lost track of where it was they really wanted to be because they were constantly just reacting and avoiding. And the same thing happens to us, where we can get so caught up in constantly trying to avoid what's wrong or what could go wrong, what's been going wrong, that we're just constantly avoiding, moving away until all of a sudden we look up and we've lost our way. We've lost track of where it is we really wanted to be. We started on this journey called life, and we finally got a destination in mind of where it is we wanted to go, but we've been so focused on moving away from everything else that we've lost the path towards where it is we really want to go. Trust me, I've been there recently. And sometimes it can take us months, even years, to finally look up and realize how far we've run from that path that we really wanted to be on. We keep wondering why it is that the same problems keep coming up when we don't seem to be any better off for it. We don't seem to be coming at it from a higher level. Because that journey from where we are to the life we really want to be living, to us living at our absolute peak, it's supposed to be a spiral upwards. We're supposed to be coming across the same stream of challenges. Yes, things are going to keep coming back up, but we're supposed to be coming at it from a higher level each time. And yes, sometimes that higher level comes with some new challenges on the same damn stream. But we're supposed to be at it from a higher level with all of the experiences from the lower levels behind us, helping us get through the new expressions of challenge on that same stream. But sometimes we just keep circling around the same level or slipping lower. And that tends to happen when we're asking, what went wrong? And how do I avoid? Because that sets up our minds to show us everything else that's going wrong and finding every way we can to avoid. And then that turns into not just avoiding the real challenges, but also our brains will start to come up with new challenges for us to avoid that may not have even been there in the first place because, well, subconscious says, you told me you wanted to avoid things. There's nothing to avoid today, so I'm going to create something. Whew. What can you do instead to get off that drama cycle and start to move back into progress? A good way to remember how to assess what's been going on that's even better than what went wrong. You can remember it like a website. It is not actually a website. It might be, but I don't think it is. But it's a good way to remember it. Remember it as www.ebi.ok. Again, not a real website. So it's just a memory tool. Here's what it stands for. www. What went well? And this comes at the beginning, not just because websites start with www. That's just how we can help remember it. But we want to start looking at the situation at hand with the focus of what went well. Because that is telling our subconscious to find all the other things in our lives that are going well so that we can amplify it. The subconscious mind is always amplifying or avoiding. So if things are going well in our lives, and they are, that's what we need to focus on so that we can amplify it and get more of it. Now, like we said in the beginning, it's still important to know maybe where some boundaries were crossed so that we can beef them up or upgrade them, or upgrade what it is that crossed those boundaries. So the next part is EBI, even better if. So we're in a situation, let's say, the cat sitter forgot to check up on the cat while you're out of town. Not that this has happened, but this is all that my brain is coming up with for today. So let's say somebody dropped the ball and forgot to do something that you asked him to do. What went well? They checked on the other days, and the cat was okay. We sat on enough food, we sat on enough water, everything was fine. Even better if, it'd be even better if maybe I had an automatic feeder. If maybe I had been more clear next time. Next time I can be more clear on my instructions. Maybe I need to get two sitters or look into a different sitter. Again, my sitter is fabulous. This is just the example that's coming to mind right now. Your example might be different. You need to ask yourself, okay, this thing happened. What about this situation went well? And what would be even better going forward? Because we are always either in pain avoidance and avoiding things and focusing on pain. Ugh, we don't want more of that. Or in progress amplifying. We want to move forward. We want to move up. We want to amplify the things that are going well and create more things for us that are going well. And then after those two questions, you tell yourself, okay, what's next? What is the action we need to take next with the answers that we have from those first two questions to help us move forward in a healthy and functional way towards being our very best, towards that life that we really desire? What went well? Even better if. Okay, what's next? If you're curious if I can assist you in moving towards your very best, reach out to me and let me know. We'll have a conversation and see if I'm the right fit for you. If I'm not, I'll give you some pointers on where to go next, on what would be even better. Give me a call or a text, or you can send me a words are hard. You can hop on my website and hit the consult tab at the top. My number is 636 751 3150. Again, you can call or text that number, or you can visit completewellnesscc.com. If you'd like to see these questions in action and see an example of how something might be worded in real life, let me know. Either send me a text message or an email and let me know you'd like to see that EBI, even better if example. And I'll send that over to you within 48 hours. All right, go out, be your very best, and start to reframe the questions that you ask when you're crossing those situations where in the past you would have asked, what went wrong here? Instead, now you've got better questions to ask, like, what went well? Even better if? Okay, what's next?